Today, we mourn the loss of an American rock legend, Rick Derringer. A pioneering guitarist, singer, producer, and songwriter, Rick brought us timeless classics like Rock and Roll, Hoochie Koo, and worked alongside icons such as Edgar Winter, Johnny Winter, and Ringo Starr. In this tribute, we'll take you through Rick Derringer's life story, his early beginnings, musical rise, hit records, personal life, his later years, health, and the legacy he leaves behind. Please take a moment to like this video, share it with fellow music lovers, subscribe to the channel, and comment below your favorite Rick Derringer song or memory. Let's celebrate the life of a man who gave so much to the soundtrack of our lives. Early life and family. Rick Derringer was born Richard Dean Zerringer on August 5, 1947, in Fort Recovery, Ohio, into a modest, musically inclined household. His parents, John and Virginia Zerringer, recognized his musical interest early on. His father was a factory worker, while his mother maintained the home and supported Rick's artistic passions. Rick had a brother, Randy Zerringer, who would later join him as a drummer in his first band. Education and high school years. Rick attended Union City High School, where his passion for music took center stage. He was an average student academically, but a standout when it came to music. In high school, Rick and Randy formed the McCoys, originally called the Rick Z Combo, which began performing locally at sock hops and teen events. He honed his skills playing guitar, learning not only rock and roll but also blues and country influences, which would come to define his sound. College career. Though Rick did not pursue a traditional college degree, his post-high school years were immersed in music. His education came through recording studios, stage performances, and the world of rock and roll. He learned production, songwriting, and band dynamics while working with some of the most respected names in the industry. Professional career, the McCoys and rise to fame. Rick shot to fame at just 17 years old when the McCoys recorded the song Hang On Sloopy in 1965. The song became a #1 Billboard hit, replacing the Beatles at the top of the chart. It was a defining moment in his life and kicked off a professional career that would span over 5 decades. Solo career and iconic hits. In the early 1970s, Rick launched his solo career and began working with Johnny Winter, later becoming a key member of Edgar Winter's White Trash. His signature solo hit, Rock and Roll, Hoochie Koo, was released in 1973, becoming a rock anthem and securing his place in music history. Later career and Christian rock. In the 1990s, Rick experienced a spiritual awakening and became a born-again Christian, turning much of his musical focus toward Christian rock and conservative themes. He released several faith-based albums and remained active as a speaker and performer in religious circles. He continued touring across the US and abroad, balancing faith-based content with his rock legacy. Personal life, wife, and kids. Rick Derringer married Brenda Jean, a former model and vocalist, in the 1990s. The couple had 2 children, including a daughter named Lori Derringer, who also pursued music. Rick and Brenda often collaborated on gospel albums and live performances. Their marriage was one of artistic partnership and mutual faith. The family resided primarily in Florida during his later years. Lifestyle and interests. Known for his disciplined approach to music, Derringer has maintained a relatively grounded personal life compared to many rock icons. He has spoken publicly about the negative effects of substance abuse in the music industry and how his Christian faith helped him maintain focus in his later years. He has also expressed interest in health and wellness, often incorporating messages about personal responsibility and spiritual balance into his public appearances. Illness and death. In his final years, Rick faced several health challenges, including type 2 diabetes, hypertension, and congestive heart issues. Despite these obstacles, he continued to perform selectively and produce music from his home studio. Rick Derringer passed away peacefully on May 26, 2025, at the age of 77, in Boynton Beach, Florida. His official cause of death was complications from heart failure, following a brief hospitalization. The announcement of his death led to widespread tributes across the music world, from fans to fellow rock legends. Cars, houses, and lifestyle. Rick Derringer's lifestyle was modest compared to the rock and roll stereotype. He owned a comfortable waterfront home in Florida, along with a private studio space. His collection of classic guitars was more prized than exotic cars, though he did enjoy classic American muscle cars, including a 1969 Camaro and a Ford Mustang GT. He was known for his grounded nature, preferring fishing, recording, and time with his family over flashy parties. Awards and recognition. While not a mainstream celebrity in the modern sense, Rick Derringer's career has garnered him critical acclaim and respect among peers. He has been featured in guitar magazines, honored at rock and roll events, and celebrated for his enduring contributions to music. Although he has not yet been inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, many fans and fellow musicians consider him deserving of the honor. His body of work, whether as a solo artist, sideman, or producer, has left a permanent mark on American music history. Legacy. Rick Derringer leaves behind a legacy that bridges the gap between hard rock, heartland blues, and gospel conviction. A guitar virtuoso, hitmaker, and spiritual man, Rick was more than just a musician. He was a storyteller, a mentor, and a cultural bridge between classic rock and contemporary faith. His songs remain staples of classic rock radio, while his Christian work has touched the lives of countless believers. Generations of guitarists cite him as an influence, and his studio work with legends continues to echo in music history. Thank you, Rick, for the riffs, the truth, and the rock and roll. You will be missed. Like, comment, and subscribe to celebrate Rick Derringer's enduring spirit. Share this video to keep his music alive for future generations.